Hello, I'm Dr. Angelo Landracina, aka DermAngelo, board-certified dermatologist, skincare enthusiast, and chronic watcher of Euphoria. We're going to take a deep dive into one of the most intriguing scenes in season 2 of Euphoria, and that's Cassie's 4 a.m. skincare routine. After it aired, there was a lot of talk about it on Twitter. I know that I'm late in the game to the discussion, but I just wanted to give you my 2 cents about the different products and practices that we see in the show. Before we get into it, make sure that you're following along on all social media at DermAngelo. Now, before we start, I just want to give a little bit of a trigger warning. Euphoria as a show deals with mental health, drug addiction, sexual situations, and things like that. I don't know how much of it we're going to get into today. Just be aware. Before I get into my breakdown and analysis, I also do want to bring attention to a video that another creator did. So if you're here, you probably know who Cassandra Bankson is, and she did a really thorough breakdown about this scene from the mental health standpoint, and I think she brought a lot of insight to it, so I highly recommend checking out her video. I also want to give some credit to Jessica Harrington at Pop Sugar Beauty, who wrote an article and actually found all of the products and tools that Cassie uses in her routine. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Cassie decided to wake up at 4 a.m. that morning to get ready for school. She needed to clear her head. And for those 3 hours she spent getting ready, she only thought about one thing.
So, I don't know about you, but I've never gotten up at 4 a.m. to get ready for anyone or anything. If we look at her routine in these first few shots, we're seeing a few different products being used. What's interesting is apparently a lot of the products that we're seeing Cassie use actually belong to Sydney Sweeney, the actress herself. I don't know if she'd be using them all at the same time, necessarily. The first and most obvious product that she uses here is this heatless hair curling ribbon kit. And to be honest with you, I don't know how these works. I'm not a hairstylist. I do know from the dermatology standpoint that heat styling can be very aggressive and damaging for hair. I think everybody knows that by this point, so I feel like this is actually a great pick. Apparently, she also uses these Peter Thomas Roth Cucumber Detox Hydrogel eye patches. I always get a little bit weird when the word detox is used for skincare products because skincare doesn't detoxify. Whenever a skincare product talks about toxins, I automatically mentally check out. Like, what are the toxins? Name what you're talking about. Also, the term toxin is pretty loaded. Really, anything can be toxic in the right amount. Water can be toxic. Aside from that rant, hydrogel eye patches. I think that they're, great for kind of hydrating the skin under the eyes. They could make under eye lines less apparent. I tend to go for reusable eye patches. One of my favorite reusable eye patches is the Dew Skin version. I actually have a discount code for them, which I'll put in the description too. We also see Cassie using some facial massage devices. So far this day, 3-in-1 electric facial roller. She's also using a Lap-Me ice roller for the face. Facial massage. Is there really any long-term benefit that's been proven from it? No, not really. I don't do it myself. Some people say that it is helpful for them for depuffing, especially if you wake up with a puffy face. They can also be really relaxing. Sometimes skincare doesn't have to be about the most scientifically proven or most results-driven products. Sometimes things can just be relaxing. So if you have the extra time in the morning because you woke up at 4 a.m., why not do a facial massage? We also see that she's using a Shea Moisture Raw Shea Butter Hydrating Body Lotion. I think shea butter is a great ingredient in moisturizers, so I've not tried this one myself, but I feel like it's a good choice. Oh, and remember, you should always be moisturizing your body after you shower. So good job, Cassie.
But there was also something refreshing about the amount of time she was putting into herself.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Okay, so in this next section, we see something that I like, which is Cassie's taking her skincare routine all the way down to her chest. This is something that I talk about all the time. So the V area of your chest gets a lot of the same sun exposure that your face does. So as far as, sun protection, antioxidants, anti-aging treatments, you should take them all the way down your neck into your chest area. Rue also mentions in this sequence that Cassie is doing this partially because of the way that it makes her feel. They do make a point here that Nate is not noticing Cassie at all. I always tell people, you're your biggest critic. You're the one who's analyzing your skin so closely. Other people don't notice things that you notice. The other products that are used in this sequence, it looks like she has a gua sha tool, jade roller, other massage devices. Like I said before, facial massage doesn't do much, and layering these different devices to just do the same thing is probably doing nothing for her. We also see that she's using this Jenny Patinkin reusable sheet mask. I'm a fan of reusable sheet masks myself. I feel like they're a better choice for the environment. It looks like this particular sheet mask is made out of bamboo. I don't know how that would work because it's probably cloth, so it's gonna absorb whatever you put on your face. I personally like silicone sheet masks. So they're reusable, they're better than single-use sheet masks because they're not creating as much waste, and they're customizable. You could throw on your favorite hydrating serum and just lock it in with that silicone sheet mask. One that I personally like is Avant Garde from Experiment.
She loved the ritual, the attention to detail, the anxiety and excitement she felt in her stomach. And even if Nate pretended not to notice her.
So yeah, in this sequence, we're seeing a little bit more intense scrubbing, especially in the shower. So she's using a scrub brush there. I don't personally love manual exfoliation using brushes. So especially if you're leaving that thing in your shower all the time and it's wet, just think about the microbes growing on it. She was also scrubbing pretty hard, which that could be irritating.
It was her way of telling him that she was his.
In this sequence, we also see her using Sally Hansen's airbrush legs. Apparently, this is a water-resistant spray-on foundation or makeup. So she uses it on her arms, but I guess it's made for legs. And I've heard of people actually using this on their face. Obviously, the camera work here gets more erratic. And we're getting a little bit of a look into Cassie's psyche. Kirby Johnson, who is a beauty writer and a great content creator, broke down a lot of the beauty looks from Euphoria for this season. And I believe she interviewed Donnie Davy, who is the head makeup artist. I highly suggest checking out her content on TikTok. One of the things that Donnie Davy said in an interview is that Cassie's look this season was very influenced by this thought of her anxiety. She is a very anxious person. So at all times, she made sure that she was looking sweaty, like she could be under some sort of psychological stress. One of the things that's always interested me about dermatology and skincare and skin conditions is how they are a reflection of our psyche. So I always say that people who suffer with chronic skin conditions, they don't just suffer with physical symptoms, they suffer with a difference in their self-image. So how we look outwardly to the world has a bearing on how people treat us and how we see and feel about ourselves. I know that Cassie doesn't have a skin disease in these scenes, but it kind of brought me back to being a teen with acne. I never realized until after my acne was in remission, because I did a course of Accutane, just how much time I was spending on my skin and just how obsessive I was and how much it was taking over my life. I would spend hours in front of the mirror trying to scrub my acne away, not unlike Cassie. So I think while it is a little bit stereotypical to think of a young girl trying to gussy herself up for the guy that she likes, I think it's an interesting way for them to demonstrate her anxiety. Maybe she's doing such a long skincare routine and getting up so early in the morning because this is giving her some sense of control when she feels like she has no control over her situation. One thing that I would add though is if you want to look good, maybe you would want to get a little bit more rest and not wake up so early in the morning. Just a thought.
Wait, why?
My class is why then?
Anyway, back to where we started.
Okay. Why does nobody in this school have a book bag? Aren't they supposed to be learning? Aren't they going to class? I think while Euphoria is very stylized and clearly like not a realistic depiction of what high school is like, they definitely have a way of like touching on certain issues that I think American teenagers face. You know, that feeling of young love and just wanting somebody to notice you. However, I think when it comes to skincare, it should definitely be something that you're doing for yourself and not just because of societal pressures. And there you have it. That is my complete breakdown of Cassie's skincare routine. Do you have any insight into any of these products? Did you ever have a really extensive, super early skincare routine? Let me know in the comments. As always, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload. Ciao!